who you are and what it is we're talking about. Uh, Banduraga? Okay, Bandurraga.
Her
Yes.
mic on. Yeah.
Bandurraga. Sarah Bandurraga is the Cumberland County Schools Icon Internship Program
Supervisor.
Okay, and I put that underneath your name, but what is your other position? What is it?
So my official title is high school to work coordinator.
Right, and but you're here to talk about the internship program that we've had a number of interns in here with
Yes.
different folks with the county and everything. Tell us about your program.
So ICON is Cumberland County Schools internship program that allows students to work in paid internships during the summer while earning high school credit. It is open to all Cumberland County School students as long as they are 15 years old. They apply for the program. They go through workshop with our community sponsors where they learn resume building, interview skills, general employability, and a financial literacy piece. Afterwards, they select the businesses that they would like to interview with. Businesses all come in on one day. They interview typically between 20 and 30 students, and then the businesses themselves decide which students they would like to hire for the summer, and then students work for a minimum of 120 hours.
And so who actually provides the funding for this?
So the businesses themselves pay for the interns. And typically, the businesses can either pay the interns themselves or we work with a staffing company called IDI Services that the businesses just pay a flat fee, and then IDI Services handles all the insurance, the liabilities, payroll, background check, and drug screening.
Well, the interesting thing about this, there are a lot of interns that just do the internship. They don't get any money out
Correct.
of the deal. And so I'm sure if the businesses are looking for folks to be involved, they're interviewing them like they're getting ready to interview them for a job. Talk about the importance of that.
Yeah, so it's real. So interviews are super important. That's why we prep our students. They come to workshops where they actually work with people from Cape Fear Valley, FTCC. We bring people from the military. This year we had people from a nuclear power plant that came in, and so we just prepare our students for interviews because, like I said, they go in and the businesses are interviewing anywhere between 20 and 30 students on that Saturday. So it's very competitive. This year we had over 1,000 students apply, and we just had a little over 100 positions for all of those students. So it is very competitive. And then the businesses, again, they get to decide what student's going to be a best fit for their company.
And you mentioned a number of different companies who are involved. What type of things will the students be doing at these jobs?
It varies. It depends on what company they work for. We have, from Cardinal Landscaping where they're doing, manual labor, but also seeing the business side of things. Then last week, I just went out to Cedar Creek Farm where there were goats, cows, snakes, and spiders. And I was like, this is not an internship I would select. But so it's very different. So, and again, we put it back on the students. So the students get the businesses and the job description. So like if a student doesn't want to be on a farm like me, they're not going to select Cedar Creek Market to be their internship. If they want to be indoors, they might pick PwC, the finance department, or something with the city of Fayetteville. So it just depends on the students and their particular interest on what companies they interview with.
Well, so this is like a two-way deal here. It's not just students, this is what you got, you take it or leave it. They actually get a choice here.
Absolutely.
How many companies are involved?
So the biggest number that we've had was 30. This year was a little less than 30. But within those companies, so like City of Fayetteville, it's one business essentially, but they have 14 different departments that the students can work for. Same with PwC, it's a huge company, but there's so many different departments. So if you want to go to PwC, but maybe you want to do something in marketing, or maybe you want to work in customer service, or maybe you want to be out and about. So maybe you're working in their water lab. So there's so many different options within some of these bigger companies as well.
Now, the way the program works, once you get your position, that's what you got. You can't switch all of a sudden?
Correct. Yep. So they'll stay with their business for a minimum of 120 hours. That is what they have to work to be able to get that high school credit, because this internship counts as a class. So it goes onto their transcript. It goes towards their graduation. And when students go to apply for jobs, when they go to apply for colleges, this helps them stand out.
All right. Is it Sarah Bandurraga?
Yes.
Sarah Bandurraga is, according to what's on the screen here, Cumberland County Schools Icon Internship Program. But you also what is your official title?
High School to Work Coordinator.
High School to Work Coordinator. All right, we're going to hold you over here for a second, take a little break, and then we're going to come back and discuss the program and how kids can get involved, and maybe they have to get involved because next year's getting ready to start.
Yes.
You're always looking for stuff, right?
Absolutely.
All right, you're listening to News Talk 640 WFNC. We've got Fayetteville's most dependable forecast right now with CBS 17 meteorologist Rachel Dunsing.
Today will be partly cloudy with a high of 97 and feeling like 103. A stray shower is also possible. Tonight will be mostly clear with a low of 78. Friday will be partly cloudy with a high of 98 with afternoon thunderstorms. Saturday is going to remain hot with late day storms before a slight dip in temperatures arrives for Sunday and Monday. That is your Fayetteville forecast. I'm CBS 17 meteorologist Rachel Dunsing.
Okay, Rachel, right now 83 degrees, 83 on the way to 98, 83 in Fayetteville, Fort Bragg, and Spring Lake. You're listening to News Talk 640. We're WFNC.
Ritchie Law Firm Injury Lawyers. Ritchie Law is on top of it. Go to ritchielaw.com.
That's ritchielaw.com.
My name is Ron Ross. I need your vote for County Commissioner. If elected, I will focus on what truly matters, you, the people. Budgets will be transparent and efficient. I will support policies that create good jobs while protecting our natural resources. I will keep the voters' message strong. We want results, not continued broken promises. Vote Ron Ross County Commissioner, paid for by the committee to elect Ron Ross.
Bass Air Conditioning, the name you trust for heating and air.
If your HVAC or plumbing isn't doing its job, why DIY when you've got a guy? For a limited time, get $75 off repair or service, plus great rebates and low monthly payment options on new HVAC systems and water heaters. We also have free estimates, second opinions, and fast installs too. Visit us online at bass-air.com.
Bass Air Conditioning, we're your comfort guys.
Step right up, America. Got equipment to sell or looking for something ready to work? PurpleWave.com. At Purple Wave Auction, it's as easy as it gets. Easy to sell, easy to buy. Construction, ag, fleet, and government equipment. All no reserve, all online. Register for free.
No reserve. Don't wait. Get swinging over to PurpleWave.com. PurpleWave.com.
For nearly 2,000 severely injured veterans, everyday life has become filled with barriers. So we build specially adapted homes at Homes for Our Troops. And thanks to our donors and supporters, this life-changing gift of freedom is provided mortgage-free to these veterans. But we need you to join us too in completing this important mission. Please visit hfotusa.org and help build homes and rebuild lives.
Need to sell your house fast? Whether you're facing foreclosure, stuck with bad tenants, or just ready for a fresh start, House Buyer Network can help. We buy homes as is for cash. No fees, no commissions, no repairs. Get a fair cash offer in just 24 hours and close in as little as 7 days. Call 833-719-5877 now for your free no-obligation offer. That's 833-719-5877. House Buyer Network. Fast cash, no hassle.
Offers are typically below market value in exchange for speed and convenience. Call for details.
Good morning, Fayetteville with Gilbert Bays. On WFNC, News Talk 640 AM and now at 103.5 HD2. Your information crossroads, WFNC.
News Talk 640 WFNC. You know, and Kenny, I've always said that the best conversation. Are you okay?
I don't hear you. Do you hear you?
I hear me. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Your head,
All right.
You okay?
Yeah.
I've been hearing myself all along.
Okay.
You good over there?
Oh, sort of, kind of. Thank you.
All right, that's Kenny Hitman McLean next door here.
Okay, your guest is back on. I'm back.
Yeah, she's back. The best conversations actually happen when we're not on the air. Now, SARA is the I'm put your little title up underneath you here. Cumberland County Schools Icon Internship Program Director or Coordinator. But work to work. What is it? Work to
high school to work coordinator.
Yeah. So that's the main thing. But I was saying the best conversations happen off camera. You just had a baby not too long ago.
Yes.
Hold up that picture.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah,
can we show the? She's a precious little angel.
Well, here, let me hold her here. I'll show you how to show a picture. Let me see. Do it like that.
Oh, hold on, get that. There
There she is. Let me get right there. My goodness. That is your first baby.
First, yes.
And first grandbaby for your
first granddaughter.
Yes. All right. Well, you talk about someone who's not going to have to do anything for the rest of their lives.
Yes, very spoiled.
Well, and I don't mind talking about things like that because sometimes we can get fed up in tied up in our jobs and everything,
Absolutely.
and we forget that there are other things in our lives. I'm not going to say more important, but that are more important.
Yeah, it's definitely more important. It puts things in perspective. Having a child made me reevaluate life. So
sure, and you probably bring a new perspective to your job.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely.
Talk about that a little bit because now you have a child. You didn't have one, and your husband was in there for that.
Yes.
I recommend all men, please, if you get a chance, be in there for the birth of your child because that is just a phenomenal experience and just a once in a lifetime thing.
Yeah, and he almost missed it. He was literally trying to put on all the garments that he had to put on, and I'm like, where is he? Bring Corbin in here. So he literally almost missed the birth of our daughter, but he was able to get in there right in the nick of time.
All right, well, good. Well, congratulations to you, and just spoil that one. I don't even have to give you that as instruction. Grandparents have already started, I'm sure.
Yes, I don't think she's ever worn an outfit more than once. So
wow. All right. Well, look. We're happy to have you here and talk about the internship program that the Cumberland County Schools operates. How long have you been involved with it?
So this would be my fourth year, our fourth summer with this program. Before that, it was smaller, but we've been doing it for a while. Obviously, COVID, during the COVID years, it stopped, so we got it back up and running. And these past 2 years, it just exploded with the number of applicants that we've had. Again, we used to have 20 students that participated. Now, this past year, we had over 1,000 students apply for it. And I see that number growing as more students know about it, as more parents know about it. Whenever my little girl gets into high school, I'm going to be like, you're getting an internship.
Now, this is a summer program?
It is a summer program,
yes. When does it start? When does it end?
Typically, it runs from June to mid-July. So the interns either work 4 to 6 weeks, and they're typically working 32 hours a week, Monday through Thursday, a typical 9 to 5.
And, the thing about it is it's kind of a little summer job thing for students who are looking for something to do once school gets out.
Yeah, absolutely. Again, if they need something to do during the summer, they're not involved with band or sports or anything like that, it's a great opportunity. And I tell kids all the time, I'm like, you can figure out what you want to do or what you don't want to do. When I was their age, I didn't do an internship. I went off to college. I majored in criminal justice. I got out, did probation for about 3 months. Then I was like, oh, this is not for me. And that's how I ended up into education. So I'm like, figure out what you want to do at a young age is so important. And then the connections that they make. I'm like, you're working with adults that have been in an industry, 10, 20 years. They're going to be able to provide you mentorship that you're not going to be able to find, at, a retail job or working in fast food. And not to knock those jobs, I've done those. But you're just going to be able to gain so many more skills working in these internships.
Well, you make a good point because, a lot of folks know I was an adjunct professor at Campbell, and we did a lot of internships. Matter of fact, it was mandatory for students at Campbell to take an internship. And, it's very difficult to tell a student who's 15 years old or 16-year-olds and ask them, what do you want to do for the rest of your life?
Yeah.
Look at you, criminal justice. At some point, you get your feet wet and you say, this is not really what I want to do.
Yeah.
And so I think the important thing is to encourage students to not be afraid to change.
Absolutely.
Don't feel like you're locked in because you said you want to be a police officer or you want to get in the military. You may get in the military and you might say, okay, this was good, but I don't like it. I'm going to get out. And so you can make changes. And it is through being involved and meeting different people and, as you said, talk to these folks who become mentors that you may decide that even though I thought I liked this, the way they're explaining it to me, maybe this is not. So this is just a great educational opportunity.
Yeah, absolutely. We had a student yesterday. He's been working with the city of Fayetteville, the airport. He completely changed what he wants to do. He's going to be a senior this year, and he's like, I really want to be an air traffic controller now because of my experience in this internship. He's like, I didn't even know that this was a job that I could do or that I could make this much money in it. And he was like, and I've really enjoyed it. So students can change what they do after internships, or these companies can hire these students on full time. Last week, I was at Cross Creek Subaru, and an intern from last year, he is now working with Cross Creek Subaru full time. He did a pre-apprenticeship, and then he's going off to FTCC to get all of his college paid for through the apprenticeship program, all from starting an internship in high school.
Now, and so they can start at 15
They can
Wait,
start as young as 15.
And what grade is that? Is that 10th grade or
Ninth grade.
Ninth grade.
Yep.
So this is something they can do. 9th, 10th, 11th,
Absolutely.
and maybe
Even their senior year, yes. Yep. And
Well-
they're getting high school credit each time they do it. So if you start as a freshman and you do it for, your freshman, sophomore, and junior year, that's 3 high school credits. That go, again, they count towards your graduation. So you could essentially graduate early from doing summer internships.
And most importantly, get paid.
Yes, get paid. And I'm like, and you don't have to do schoolwork. You just have to go to work.
Well, and just have to go to work is a big deal during the summer to get a kid up out,
Yes.
out of the bed to just go to work. But it is the reality of life after you get out of school.
Yeah.
And so I think it starts to put you in the mindset about what are you really going to do, and what is life really like after you finished your ABCs and XYZs, reading, writing, arithmetic, all that stuff. What is life really like for you, for someone who gets up and has to go to work? Now, how are meals handled?
So typically they're on the students to bring their own lunch, or they typically get an hour lunch break depending on what company they work for. The city of Fayetteville does a weekly group event, so they provide them breakfast and lunch every day, or once every week, and then all the interns come together. They talk about their experience in their different departments, and they kind of it's almost like a friendship and these students are from all different schools, so they don't know each other beforehand. So yesterday I was just with the city of Fayetteville interns, and the bond that they have together is just great to see, because again, they didn't know each other from this internship, and they can relate, even though they're working in different departments.
Well, and that's part of the mentorship, and mentor building and building relationships so that they go way beyond the actual job itself. Now, if somebody wants to be involved, how do they do that?
If we are always looking for businesses to get involved, whether you want to host 1 intern or you want to host 10 interns. We will take any type of business, whether you're small, large, medium size. They can get involved by contacting me directly at icon@ccs.k12.nc.us, or they can just go onto Cumberland County Schools website and then go under the Career and Technical Education department, and you can find more information underneath the Icon tab. That students can find more information, parents can find more information, and also businesses, because again, this program cannot exist without businesses. So we need businesses to pour back into our community, pour back into our students. So again, we can build up this next generation of workers and keep them here in Fayetteville.
And of course, the students make $50 an hour. Well,
Yeah.
is there a standard price wage that everybody offers?
It ranges. So students can make anywhere between $8 to $15 an hour, depending on what company that you work for.
Okay. Well, Sarah, we appreciate you coming in, being involved with the program like
Absolutely.
you have for so many years.
Yeah.
And congratulations on the new
Thank
baby.
you so
what
much.
is her name?
Isabella.
Isabella.
Yes.
Isabella. Who wouldn't you know it?
Yeah.
Well, look, we appreciate you, and thank you so much for the work that you do for our students in Cumberland County. And
Thank you so much for having me.
This was painless.
Yes.
Wasn't
Too
in and out.
easy.
That's right. All right, you're listening to News Talk 640 WFNC. We've got local news right now from CBS 17.
Good morning from the CBS 17 newsroom. I'm Bill Young. 3 of the